Federal investigators administered an English language proficiency assessment to the driver of the semi who killed 3 people in Florida. He provided correct responses to just 2 of 12 verbal questions and only accurately identified 1 through 4 highway traffic signs. During FMCSA's interview with the driver, investigators administered an English language proficiency assessment in accordance with FMCSA guidance. The driver failed the assessment, providing correct responses to just 2 of 12 verbal questions and only accurately identifying 1 of 4 highway traffic signs. Additional findings include, on July 15, 2023, Washington State issued the driver a regular full-term commercial driver's license. Asylum seekers or individuals without legal status are not eligible for this type of license. On July 23, 2024, California issued the driver a limited-term / non-domiciled CDL. FMCSA is investigating the issuance of this license to determine whether it was issued in accordance with federal regulations. He failed to redeem and he was still given a license. That's nutty. Trump's transportation secretary announces investigation into deadly Florida truck crash. Shares preliminary findings. This was where that screenshot was taken from. On July 3rd, the New Mexico State Police conducted a roadside inspection of the driver and issued a speeding ticket, but there is no indication that an ELP assessment was administered. New Mexico has not yet begun enforcing ELP as an out-of-service condition, despite the requirement being in effect since June 25th of this year. Good lord. Maine police officer arrested by ICE agrees to voluntarily leave the country. This is what I want to see. There's no crying, there's no fighting, just oh, okay, I'll leave. You know, that's what I want to see. Old Orchard Beach, Maine, a Maine police officer arrested by immigration authorities has agreed to voluntarily leave the country, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said Monday. ICE arrested Old Orchard Beach Police Department Reserve Officer John Luke Evans of Jamaica on July 25th as part of the agency's effort to step up immigration enforcement. Officials with the town and police department have said federal authorities previously told them Evans was legally authorized to work in the U.S. An ICE representative reached by telephone told the Associated Press on Monday that a judge had granted voluntary departure for Evans and that he could leave as soon as that day. The representative did not provide other details about Evans' case. Well, hopefully they are, assisting him to get out. Because if they're doing it on his own recognizance, I don't trust that, right? Evans' arrest touched off a dispute between Old Orchard Beach officials and ICE. Police Chief Elise Chard had said the department was notified by federal officials that Evans was legally permitted to work in the country, and that the town submitted information via the Department of Homeland Security's E-Verify program prior to Evans' employment. Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security Tricia McLaughlin then accused the town of reckless reliance on the department's E-Verify program. E-Verify is an online system that allows employers to check if potential employees can work legally in the U.S. The town is aware of reports that Evans plans to leave the country voluntarily, Chard said Monday. The town reiterates its ongoing commitment to meeting all state and federal laws regarding employment. We will continue to rely on the I-9 employment eligibility verification and the E-Verify database to confirm employment eligibility. ICE's detainee lookup website said Monday that Evans was being held at the Donald Wyatt Detention Facility in Central Falls, Rhode Island. However, a representative for Wyatt said Evans had been transferred to an ICE facility in Burlington, Massachusetts. ICE officials did not respond to requests for comment on the discrepancy. It was unclear if Evans was represented by an attorney, and a message left for him at the detention facility was not returned. Well, that's kind of worrying. If they don't know which detention facility he's at, have they already lost him? Like, what is this? ICE officials said in July that Evans overstayed his visa and unlawfully attempted to purchase a firearm. WMTW-TV reported Monday that Evans' agreement to a voluntary departure means he will be allowed to leave the U.S. at his own expense to avoid being deported. That's cool and all, but we have to make sure he actually does leave, you know? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink appointed as the WEF interim co-chair. I mean, if I'm being honest, I couldn't think of a greater lizard person to be added to the WEF's board of lizard people, to be real. The World Economic Forum, the influential global convening force for policymakers and industry leaders, has appointed BlackRock CEO Larry Fink as interim co-chair. This move comes hot on the heels of a high-profile internal review that cleared WEF founder Klaus Schwab of wrongdoing and set the stage for a temporary leadership overhaul as the organization recalibrates its governance model. I'm going to be real with you. I don't want to think of any future where I have to listen to what Klaus Schwab and Larry Fink want for the world. That is a scary, evil combination. With trillions of assets, or trillions in assets under management, BlackRock commands outsized influence across financial markets, ESG policy, and the investment strategies of governments and corporations. Fink's interim appointment is a strategic move that could accelerate the institutional adoption of digital assets like Bitcoin within global policy forums and mainstream financial infrastructure. Fink's appointment comes at a time when questions around institutional trust, sustainability, and cross-border cooperation are more acute than ever. Under Fink's guidance, BlackRock has been a pioneer of ESG investing, pushing for a more climate-resilient global community, a priority that has been increasingly permeated WEF dialogues in Davos and beyond. BlackRock has also been a major institutional force in crypto markets, and its landmark Bitcoin spot ETF approval in early 2024 dramatically accelerated adoption and legitimized Bitcoin as an asset class for pensions, endowments, and retail investors globally. With Fink at the helm of the WEF, the lines between traditional finance and the digital asset economy blur even further. The forum regularly shapes global regulatory, economic, and technology discussions, and Fink now holds considerable influence over both Wall Street and Davos. Fink's appointment could usher in a more progressive stance on crypto within elite policy circles, potentially opening doors for greater integration of Bitcoin and blockchain solutions in global finance among world decision makers. Why do they keep saying acceleration? It's time to accelerate. You know, sometimes you gotta hide those DEI vegetables. The fussy babies just don't know what's good for them. It's time to start forcing opinions, chat. The internal review that prompted these shifts centered on long-standing questions about Klaus Schwab's role and the organizational structure of the forum. Schwab, who founded the WEF in 1971, has long been a focal point for criticism, and lately, scrutiny regarding governance. After clearing Schwab of wrongdoing, the WEF announced its intention to install interim co-chairs in a bid to increase transparency and bring new perspectives to the leadership table. Fink's appointment thereby serves a dual purpose: to reassure stakeholders by placing a respected industry leader in stewardship, and to reinforce the forum's commitment to institutional accountability and renewal. Institutional accountability! That's certainly a fucking phrase. Fink will serve alongside other interim co-chair Andre Hoffman, vice chairman of Roche Holding AG, forming a joint leadership that reflects the WEF's renewed mandate for broad-based multi-sector collaboration. With geopolitical tensions, economic uncertainties, and the accelerating pace of climate change occupying center stage, the incoming interims face a tall order: restore confidence, drive progress across key global issues, and prepare the forum for its next chapter. This is glowy as fuck. Yeah, I'm not really surprised at this team up here, but it is a very worrying team up. On the bright side, it shows that they're panicking. I don't know how much of it is panicking and how much of it is let's institute the next step of our plan. Right? Because, like, when everyone was saying, oh, they're panicking by hiding DEI, it's like, no, guys, they're not panicking. They've been planning for this for years now. This is what Bridge has been doing, man. Bank executives blow the whistle on how Obama and Biden admins pressured them to debank conservatives. You know, this is kind of like... This is for some reason, my brain just immediately thought of the Cinder situation. Or like that artist was like, I was forced to do this. It's like, well, you could have just said no at any time, actually. But, you know. In the wake of President Donald Trump's executive order outlawing debanking, major bank executives told Fox News Digital that they were under pressure by the Obama and Biden administrations to deny services to individuals and businesses for political reasons. Those pressures were very, very real. When your regulator gives you a suggestion, it's not a suggestion, it's an order. The political stuff is very real. Those pressures are real. A senior banking executive told Fox News Digital, "I'm sorry, did we give a pass to any of the Nazi officers who said they were just following orders? Why the fuck did they think that would work? Why did they think that would work?" Debanking refers to the practice of banks closing accounts or denying services to individuals or businesses, often with no explanation. The practice originated as part of federal anti-money laundering laws and regulations. An entity can be debanked after its transactions are marked suspicious, but in recent years, conservative and religious groups have accused banks of discriminating against them for their beliefs, which is true, and it happened. Fox News Digital spoke with two executives at leading U.S. banks who asked to remain anonymous, fearing reprisals. The executives said that ambiguity in federal laws was exploited by regulators under the Obama and Biden administrations in order to pursue political objectives. According to one executive, banks were pressured to deny services to certain industries as a part of Operation Choke Point and Operation Choke Point 2.0. When there's ambiguity in the law, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And for a long time, the beholder was the Obama and Biden administration, the official said. A House Oversight Committee report found that Operation Choke Point, a DOJ task force, whose aim was to choke out legal companies disfavored by the Obama administration, worked with bank regulators to label certain industries, including firearm sales, as high risk. I don't even remember Operation Choke Point. That's crazy. I don't even remember this. Trump ended Operation Choke Point in 2017 during his first term. However, a House Financial Services Committee hearing last week heard accusations that former President Joe Biden had rebooted the initiative and targeted crypto firms for debanking as a part of Operation Choke Point 2.0. Trump claimed to be a victim of debanking and accused JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and others of refusing more than $1 billion in his deposits. First Lady Melania Trump wrote in her memoir that she and her son Barron were debanked as well. Wasn't Barron a minor in Trump's first term? That's crazy! I was shocked and dismayed to learn that my longtime bank decided to terminate my account and deny my son the opportunity to open a new one. This decision appeared to be rooted in political discrimination, raising concerns about civil rights violations, Melania wrote. Yeah, true and real. Barron was a kid back then? How do you even debank a minor? Well, I mean, I opened a bank account when I was like 15 or 16, so you can open bank accounts as a minor. So, but it's just crazy that they would go to the lengths of banning a minor from having a bank account. We welcome the Trump administration's efforts to provide regulatory clarity to banks. We provided detailed proposals and will continue to work with the administration and Congress to improve the regulatory framework, Bank of America told Fox News Digital in a statement. Former Republican Senator Sam Brownback accused JP Morgan Chase of having debanked his nonprofit, the National Committee for Religious Freedom, in 2022. JP Morgan maintains that they never engaged in political debanking, but updated their code of conduct to state that they do not discriminate based on political views or religious beliefs in 2025, which the bank stated was merely the codification of existing policy. I just don't know how much I believe them. We don't close accounts for political reasons, and we agree with President Trump that regulatory change is desperately needed. We're pleased to see the White House is addressing this issue, for which we've been advocating for many years, and look forward to working with them to get this right, a JP Morgan representative told Fox News Digital in a statement. According to Inspire Investing's Tim Schwarzenberger, CFA, whose firm has been deeply involved with combating debanking, banks would use the criteria of reputational risk to deny services to politically disfavored groups and individuals. Trump's order, entitled Guaranteeing Fair Banking for All Americans, which he signed Thursday, promised to ban banks from denying services to a customer based on their political views or other beliefs. The order prohibits banks from using reputational risk as a criterion to deny someone services in a politicized way. The executive order really is a breakthrough moment, Schwarzenberger told Fox News Digital. Another senior banking executive said that negative news coverage was considered criteria for reputational risk. During the period between the 2020 presidential election and Trump's return to the Oval Office in 2024, he was subject to a flurry of lawsuits and negative press. Banks, according to the official, responding to the wishes of regulators, would use the negative press directed at conservatives as a pretext to debank them. I don't understand how they're able to say this, right? Because, Like, banks and payment processors are a necessary thing for the average person to use to just participate in society in general. Like, you can't just be cash only in current year anymore. It just doesn't work. And it's not like phone companies or internet providers, to my knowledge, have been like, oh, we can't provide you services because you've had negative press coverage. So why were banks and payment processors able to use that excuse? It's the same fucking reputational risk that Visa and MasterCard use. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense that they were able to use this excuse for so long. It's all kind of a setup. It's like somebody set the table and it all ends up focusing on Republicans and conservatives, the executive said. The executive added that banks were under constant regulatory pressure to file more suspicious activity reports. Reports submitted to the Treasury about unusual banking activity and to debank more customers. The first banking executive said that while regulators may have good intentions, their worldviews would inevitably influence their decisions and that there were real reasons to think there were political considerations. Rather than get on the wrong side of the regulators, banks would preemptively refuse to take certain clients. It's better for us to just not take on certain business if we suspect an examiner can come in and say, 6 months ago, you shouldn't have taken this client, the bank official told Fox News Digital. Why is it better to preemptively fuck around with an American's rights than it is to just have someone come in and be like, hey, you shouldn't take this client, and then you just expose them for trying to play politics and debank people? What do you mean? Schwarzenberger told Fox News Digital that there is reason for optimism that debanking for political reasons will become a thing of the past, and pointed to commitments that banks made on their own before Trump's executive order was issued. In addition to JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, and PNC Bank have all taken steps to reassure customers that they do not discriminate based on political or religious views. When reached for comment, Citi referred Fox News Digital to a June statement which said the bank has always been fully committed to treating all current and political clients fairly, and we have policies, procedures, and controls in place for this express purpose. PNC declined to comment, because of course they did. Representatives for Obama and Biden also didn't respond to a request for comment. Imagine that! Smell BS from the bank. It's always BS, man. I don't believe that shit. I would love to believe that debanking will become a thing of the past. I would love to believe that, but we'll have to see, because, you know, an executive order can easily be overturned, unfortunately. Don't believe any of their words. I don't believe any of your words, silly banking man. All you know is lies. It's worth remembering that regulatory actions are guilty until proven innocent. Regulators need to prove literally nothing to hit you with a regulatory violation. Thanks, I hate it. I hate the regulators. Man connects to scammer who takes $17,000 after calling United customer service line. A man said he lost thousands of dollars after calling United Airlines customer service line and being connected to a scammer. According to CUSA, Dan Smoker, man, this is just like the raper earlier. What an unfortunate last name. Dan Smoker had $17,000 charged to his credit card after he contacted United Airlines in an attempt to salvage his family's dream vacation. The airline is now investigating the incident per the outlet. Get an editor! Per the report, Smoker had planned to take his wife, kids, and their friends on an 18-day trip to Europe in late May. But after their first flight got canceled due to mechanical issues, Smoker said he was on the phone with United customer service for more than 3 hours to rebook the trip through a partner airline. I can only imagine how much money this dude makes to take an 18-day trip. And not just an 18-day trip, but an 18-day trip for his whole fucking family and some friends? That's nuts! That's expensive! Smoker said he spoke with an agent named David who told him that the cost of the rebooked flight will need to be charged to a credit card, but added that United Airlines would refund the money, per CUSA. When speaking to the station, Smoker said that David put him on hold for an extended period of time before informing him that he wasn't able to book the flight, but reassured him United would refund the $17,000 charge. According to the outlet, Smoker rebooked the trip on another United flight out of Newark Airport, and the vacation was ultimately saved. Months after the trip, however, the family is still waiting for the refund. A confirmation email reviewed by reports with CUSA said by reporters with CUSA said the process could take 45 to 50 business days. But in July, after that time had passed, Smoker reached back out to David via a number in the email. I wonder what life is like when you make so much money that even after the return window of 45 to 50 business days, you can still afford to wait extra time for a $17,000 refund. Bro, I would be losing my fucking mind this entire time. That is so much money. Per the report, David answered the phone and informed Smoker that he would look into the situation, adding that he could expect an update in 24 hours. Smoker never received an update, and when he attempted to reach out to David, the calls wouldn't connect, the station reported. A consumer investigative reporter at CUSA reviewed the confirmation email and found red flags, including the following. David's email didn't come from an official United Airlines email address, and the $17,000 charge appeared to be listed as a generic company called Airline Fare. Shit. If he called the official United Airlines number, how did he get connected from the official customer service number to some random fucking scammer guy? How does that happen? This is why you always go to the official website when you want to call a company. I get so many scam emails now trying to gain access to different things like my YouTube account. You guys remember when even some of the HoloLive ladies got their YouTube accounts fucking taken over by weird crypto shit? There were some really believable scam emails being sent about your partnered YouTube account and shit. It was freaky, man. So whenever I get an email, I always send screenshots to my mods and I'm like, is this real? Is this real or am I unsafe? CUSA determined that Smoker had called United's official customer service line and had not found a fraudulent number on Google, which is a common way travel schemes began. The more I looked into it, the more clear it had become that it was a scam via United's system somehow. Now, how that happened, I have no idea, Smoker told CUSA's reporter. A United Airlines spokeswoman confirmed to CUSA that multiple calls were received from Smoker's number that morning, but said that the call he had with David lasted only 12 minutes in their log. They say that at that point I had dropped off and they don't have any further recording, Smoker said when speaking with CUSA. So whoever he was talking to, even if it was the same guy, he must have switched to a different non-United call number in order to actually carry out the scam, right? That's scary, bro. Smoker told the outlet that he has reported the charge as fraud with his credit card company, adding that he hopes United will cover the cost if his claim is denied. They have a system that people are supposed to trust, Smoker told CUSA. I trusted that system. There was no reason that I shouldn't have trusted that system, and I was scammed as a part of it. Which is what makes this all the scarier. It's not like he actually fell for a scam number. He was on the official line and they have recording of it. It's scary, man. In a statement to CUSA, United wrote that the company is reviewing this matter thoroughly, adding, we're committed to finding a fair resolution. I mean, you just give him free tickets, right? If you're the airline. Fair is for United to give the guy the $17,000 in ticket credits. I'd be so pissed if they offered me $17,000 in ticket credits. I'd be like, no, give me my fucking money back. What the fuck? I don't want your credits. Massachusetts teen going missing, Kylie Monteiro. A GoFundMe has been launched for the pregnant Massachusetts teen who said, I don't feel safe before vanishing. Kylie Monteiro went missing in Rehoboth, Massachusetts after having domestic issues with her boyfriend and after telling her friend something's not right. A search is underway in Rehoboth, Massachusetts for a missing pregnant teenager. A GoFundMe has been launched to help in the search efforts to locate 18-year-old Kylie Monteiro. Monteiro was last seen earlier in August in the vicinity of County Street in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. WCVB5 reported. Her family stated that she's 11 weeks pregnant and argued with her boyfriend before her disappearance. A GoFundMe that has been set up states that the donations will be used for spreading awareness about Kylie's disappearance. Once she is located, the remaining donations will either go directly to Kylie to help her financially while she deals with this unimaginable trauma, or for funeral arrangements if need be. That is way too casual to just add at the end there. What the fuck? It adds, we are also working on offering a reward to whomever finds her. If anyone feels guided to donate or sow into this cause, that would help tremendously. Let's see what the GoFundMe looks like here. You got a 4.5K goal. All right, so like, I don't want to be like the asshole here because she could be in danger, she could be in trouble, something terrible could have happened, right? You always want to hope for the best when there's a missing person. But what if she just did what that fucking Californian bitch did, or Hawaiian bitch rather, and she just decided to fucking cold cut contact with everyone and just go to Mexico for some unknown reason? Right? Like, you can't just assume there is unimaginable trauma, and then tacking on the "or for funeral arrangements" strikes me as a little weird. That's a little weird, man. We're also working on offering a reward to whomever finds her. If anyone feels guided to donate or sow into this cause, that would help tremendously. Thank you all for your help in spreading awareness and for all the support our family has received so far. We will continue to keep everyone updated once we know more. If you would like to donate or help out in other ways, please contact family directly through Facebook and they can assist. Kylie is 6 foot tall, white, has brown hair, hazel, blue-brown eyes, 18 years old, 3 months pregnant at the time of disappearance. Her last point of contact was very early Thursday morning, August 7th. Lastly, if anyone has any information on Kylie, please contact Rehoboth Police immediately. And it does say that they are from the family. A Hawaiian bitch is usually a rarity, to be honest. Most of the time in true crime, what happens is that the boyfriend, girlfriend kills the other person and then claim they usually had an argument and that the other party got up and left. I don't want her to be in danger. I don't want her to be in danger, but it's like, this paragraph is odd to me. I don't know, it feels odd. But maybe it's just these people aren't good at writing stuff, you know? I don't need to be too suspicious right away. A Facebook user who appears to be a relative of Monteiro said in a post that some domestic issues happened before her disappearance. She has not been heard from since Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, Kitty Monteiro wrote on Facebook. So this article says that she hasn't been heard from since August 6th. The fundraiser says that her last point of contact was early August 7th. Her name is Kylie Monteiro. She was last seen in Rehoboth, Massachusetts at her boyfriend's house. There were some domestic issues involved. She's pregnant, and it's highly unlike her to cut all contact from social media and family. We need to get the word out to find any information as soon as possible, so please push this out. And again, if you see anyone who might have similar characteristics, please say something. Thank you. And if that boyfriend did do something, hopefully he gets fucking what he deserves. And hopefully none of her family does a weird "I forgive the person who did this to our daughter" bullshit. Kitty later shared another update on Facebook saying they've been taking each tip with urgency. We're not officially forming search parties, however, we are aware that people have been actively looking in different areas. Kylie had friends and family in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. At this point, if you'd like to search, I would suggest hanging up flyers at local businesses, checking local homeless areas, parks, ditches. I mean, yeah, you look everywhere, but that escalated real fucking quickly. She urged, "We ask that you do not go out alone, especially at night. Do not trespass, do not interrupt police, and respect the authorities in what they are requesting. Do not harass the families involved." Well, there's only one family involved, right? What do you mean? Meanwhile, a friend of Monteiro, who chose to remain anonymous, told WCVB5 that her last conversation with the teen was concerning. She was like, "I don't feel safe right now. Something's not right. I tried talking with her after that, and she just stopped responding to me," the friend said. "I just want her to know that, like, we miss you, and we're not going to stop trying to find you." Police said they are actively investigating Monteiro's disappearance involving dogs and drones in the search. The missing teen's sister, Faith, said cops have even reached out to homeless and domestic violence shelters and also hospitals. Oh yeah, the boyfriend's family. I forgot about him being mentioned at all. Oh, the update does mention the boyfriend. But they do say that she's a missing woman still, so hopefully not dead. Hopefully he did not do the ultimate bad. This is the update from 5 hours ago. Rehoboth man faces assault charges against pregnant woman reported missing. A Bristol County prosecutor said Tuesday that they brought assault charges against the boyfriend of a pregnant woman who was reported missing almost 2 weeks ago. District attorney said 22-year-old Gregory Groom. We got the raper, the smoker, and now the groomer. Okay, all right. 22-year-old Gregory Groom of Rehoboth was charged with aggravated assault and battery on a pregnant person, domestic assault and battery, and intimidation of a witness. Prosecutors said the charges stem from acts committed against 18-year-old Kylie Monteiro on Wednesday, August 6, 2025, at 107 County Street in Rehoboth. Chat, I'm doing a little bit of mental maths here. She's 11 weeks pregnant, she's 18, and he's 22. Depending on when her birthday is, maybe his last name could be accurate. Holy fuck. They did not immediately provide any additional details, and authorities have not said if Monteiro was located. Groom was held without bail pending arraignment Wednesday in Taunton District Court. This is speaking with Kylie Monteiro's sister's Faith about what she's hearing from police in the search for her sister.
Constantly in contact with them. There's hasn't been much updates. Everything is kept quiet. They don't want anyone to interfere with the investigation, which I understand, but it looks like they're raiding the house now, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just scared, and I hope they have a lead on something. We just want to find her and bring her home.
Has this been the most activity you've kind of seen here?
Besides the search that they had going on, yes.
Minor but legal because 16 for consent. 16 for consent with like Romeo and Juliet laws though, right? Like I don't know, because I don't have to think about consent laws very often, because it's not like I'm going after fucking young people, right? I like my men older. So, but I'm pretty sure the 16 thing is for Romeo and Juliet laws. I don't think that if you're 16 you can consent with like a 22-year-old. I don't think that's how that works. Yeah, 16 period in lots of states. I'm not gonna get into an age of consent conversation, but if you're 22 years old and you're fucking a 16-year-old, you're fucking creepy. Like point blank, I don't really care if it's legal. Wait, she's 16? No, she's not 16. I was trying to do mental math. She's 18 years old and she's 11 weeks pregnant. And like, I don't know when her birthday is, so it's possible she was 17 when she was impregnated. But also, we don't know how long their relationship is, right? So, like, if they've been in a relationship for multiple years, then she was decisively a minor, right? You know? That's only 3. I know it's only 3 months. I mean, some states 16 is legal, but gross. 11 weeks. So you're telling me, you guys who are telling me it's only 3 months, you're saying that you would have sex with a 17-year-old if they were 3 months away from 18. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you saying that makes it okay? That's crazy. That's crazy. We don't know a lot of the info, but it's leaning towards creepy as fuck. Yeah, I mean, it could be that they got together after she was 18. It could be. Again, I don't know when her fucking birthday is. It's only 3 months, bro. He couldn't wait, bro. Where's that guy that we had to ban for saying, like, they're just warming up the oven? That's not grooming. I didn't groom her. I was just warming up the oven, you know? It's just normal behavior. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, man. I guess these are just images. Images of a bunch of police doing some searches. Nice backhoe. Police on Tuesday returned to the County Street area where Monteiro was last seen. Authorities did not disclose what exactly they were doing, but state police cruisers, K9s, and an excavator were visible. Her sister, Faith Monteiro, talked to NBC 10 News. I'm constantly in contact with them. There hasn't been much updates. Everything is kept quiet. They don't want anyone to interfere with the investigation, which I understand, but it looks like they're raiding the house now. Well, that's what she said in the video. And I don't know what's going on. I'm scared and I hope they have a lead on something. We just want to find her and bring her home. The property being searched features more than 25 acres of land, a lot of it being thick woods that crews have spent a week searching for Monteiro and coming up short. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign, man. It's looking like that boyfriend might have murdered her. And that's really depressing. Is this a picture of the guy? Yeah, this is Gregory Groom, apparently. This is Gregory Groom. He looks kind of British. He's got that British look about him. I don't know if it's the dimpled face and the lack of facial hair, maybe the dead eyes. I don't know. You know, he just looks British. He does look like his name. He does. Does the boyfriend have anything on record? I don't know. I don't know anything about the boyfriend. I just pulled up this article now. This was an update from 5 hours ago. Well, this is Kylie. She's tall lady. More pictures. That's a cute lace dress. Why is she making the Camelot face? Hold on, wait a minute. More police officers. Dark, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes. Yeah, he definitely looks kind of, Groom is being held without bail and will be arraigned tomorrow. The investigation remains ongoing by Massachusetts State Police assigned to the Bristol County District Attorney's Office, Massachusetts State Police, and Rehoboth Police. Well, that's good that they're at least not giving him bail. We finally have a smart person who's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't let this dangerous person out on their own recognizance. NASA shares photos of an extraordinary event witnessed by astronauts on the ISS. Look at that. Look at that cool-ass fucking, like, reverse lightning shit. That looks so fucking cool. If I saw that, I'd probably pee. It makes me think of, like, the fucking Udu beam shit from Xenosaga. While most people witness only the familiar crack of thunder and flash of lightning from storms on Earth, brilliantly colorful electric fireworks detonate much higher, in the thin air up to 55 miles overhead, easily seen from the ISS. The brief spectacles, blue jets, red sprites, violet halos, and ultraviolet rings, are collectively known as transient luminous events, or TLEs. For decades, they eluded systemic study, appearing only in pilots' anecdotes and the occasional lucky photograph. The International Space Station has changed that by offering an unobstructed seat above the storms, where specialized cameras and sensors capture every fleeting spark. Piece by piece, researchers are discovering what happens in this hidden layer can rattle radio transmissions, affect aircraft safety, and even tweak the chemistry of the upper atmosphere. This just kind of explains a little bit of the phenomenon, which I don't really care for the explanation. It just looks really fucking cool, and I really want a video of it, man.
I had a chance to work on a Danish experiment called Thor, which is actually a precursor to a larger experiment called ASIM, which will be launched into space in the next couple of years. The purpose of ASIM is to photograph and study some of these lightning phenomena that we call blue jets and red sprites. And these are lightning that shoots up into space or up towards the outer edges of our atmosphere rather than down to the ground. We don't know very much about it. We don't know how often these lightning phenomena occur or under what conditions or what effect they have on our atmosphere. But the purpose of Thor during my mission was simply to try to take some pictures or video of some of these lightning phenomena. One evening, I was sitting in Cupola and we were flying over India when I saw this gigantic thunderstorm begin. So here you can see a gigantic thundercloud that's lit up by what we would call traditional lightning. So here we have these red sprites. So this is red lightning that's shooting upwards out towards space cool. At the same time that there's traditional white lightning that we know. And as I looked further, I also saw this. So here we have one of these blue jets, so blue lightning again shooting up into space. And I actually managed to capture that on film. So in about 4 seconds right here, you'll see this blue lightning. There we go.
That's cool as fuck! That's
According
what
to
I
the
wanted.
Researchers, this is the first time they've ever seen this blue lightning shoot up like that. So they are very, very excited about it and have already started to analyze the data to try to get a better understanding. It bodes very well for the future when ASIM will be up there in the next couple of years. And hopefully ASIM will help us to understand this much, much better. Because as I said, it's something that we know very, very little about at the moment.
That's cool as fuck! I hope we get more videos of this shit. I want to see more of these, like, special electro events from thunderstorms, man.